1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
On midfielder from Laystone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
32, Justin. On midfielder from Wycliffe, Ohio, number 6, Kenny. On midfielder from Plano, Texas, number 19.
We love the idea, FC Cincinnati.
Tonight, the playoff push takes center stage in the Queen City as two Eastern Conference foes look to solidify their position in the table. FC Cincinnati welcomes New York Red Bulls 2 for a crucial match with 30,000 plus expected. USL Soccer is next. Welcome to Nippert Stadium on the campus of the University of Cincinnati, where the supporters have filed in, and we expect a playoff-like atmosphere here tonight in the Queen City. Tom Gallardo, thrilled to be alongside my broadcast partner Kevin McCloskey as we get you set for the second and final meeting this season between FC Cincinnati and New York Red Bulls 2. And Austin Berry called it in the morning paper the biggest league match in club history. I'm going to go ahead and call it a must-win. Do you agree?
100%. It's a must-win. I think, the biggest challenge tonight is facing an experienced team with the Red Bulls. Anytime that you play an MLS 2 team and those players are coming in, it adds an extra bit of spice. So, very important game, must-win. Big 3 points on the line.
Yeah, Red Bulls 2 right now 2 points ahead of FC Cincinnati as they're in 6th place and FC Cincinnati in 7th. Matt Boehner was injured 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh. He is back tonight and takes us in to our key matchup presented by Volkswagen.
I think Velo for the Red Bulls is a very dynamic player. He's going to play in a wide position. I think for Matt Boehner tonight, it's going to be a good challenge, Tommy. They're going to try to press in wide areas as well. And I think if that duel, and Matt has the better of him in a wide position, can really start FC Cincinnati's attack.
GB will be back in the starting 11. We'll show you the rest of the starters when we return. The winner of this one inches closer to securing a 2017 playoff spot. We'll get underway when we return. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. few teams in the Eastern Conference that FC Cincinnati has never found a result against. New York Red Bulls 2 is one of those clubs. 3 previous meetings, 3 victories for the Baby Bulls, and the Orange and Blue and head coach Alan Koch hope for a result tonight, 3 points and a bit of momentum before spending the Final 4 on the road to end the regular season. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places and some changes. GB Fall back into the starting 11. Corbin Bowen back after the birth of his son. Austin Berry back into the 11 as well. And good to see Matt Boehner, who we already talked about, getting the starting nod tonight. For New York Red Bulls 2, as they are a team with 11 wins on the season and a lot of weapons, some of which have very good MLS experience. Stefano Bonomo up top, definitely a scoring threat. Florian below, we already talked about, and the goalkeeper, Rafael Diaz, a 1.00 goals against average on the season. The third member of our broadcast team is Lindsay Patterson. She's done such a great job on the pitch all season. Tonight, we sent her up into the Bailey, where things are a little bit rowdy before this one starts. Lindsay, good evening.
Good evening, Tommy and Kevin. I couldn't think of a better place to stand for the regular season home finale than right here. Every franchise has support groups. You see that with the fans, the community, and everybody standing directly right beside me here in the Bailey. It was just a group of people over 2 years ago who loved the idea of FC Cincinnati coming to town, and they simply said, let's do this. And guys, I might hang out here. It's a great view. You have anything you want to say?
Well, they're ready to go, Lindsay. Great job. Stay safe in the Bailey. Maybe make your way down to the field by halftime so you can chat with Alan. Tonight's match official is brought to you by Kingsgate Transportation. We can take it from here. Rosendo Mendoza, the match official, and he looks at his watch, presses start, and will signal these clubs ready for play. There is the signal. New York with white tops, red shorts, and white socks. If it's a familiar look, well, the senior club, New York Red Bulls, was of course here just over a month ago for the U.S. Open Cup semifinals. A tough loss for the Orange and Blue in that one. And now the USL sides will battle it out here in Cincinnati with important Eastern Conference points on the line. FC Cincinnati in their traditional blue kits with the white and orange on the front of their uniforms. A mishit by Sam DeVitt playing tonight in the middle of the 3 center backs. Austin Berry returns after missing 3 straight, not due to injury, a managerial decision by Alan Koch, but back into the 11 and looking to give his team a spark today as he wears the captain's armband. GB in the midfield has it taken off his foot by Tenari. Quickly the other way, Junior Flemings, who scored 2 goals in the first matchup this season between the 2 clubs.
Tell me, what a night. Obviously, great setting again, as always. The fans have come out, but big points on the line tonight. Very tight in the league. Both teams are fighting to really secure their playoff spots. As you said, so far, FC Cincinnati have not been able to beat this Red Bulls team.
It's been a lopsided series as well. Red Bulls 2 have outscored FC Cincinnati 8-1 over the previous 3 meetings. Today's injury report is presented by the Levy Law Offices. They turn your crash into cash. 2 names on there. Tyler Pollock is actually out with his knee injury. We thought he might be in the 18. He is not involved. Josu is in the 18 with some swelling in his knee. I'm sorry, it wasn't a knee for Tyler Pollock. It's his ankle that he injured in the match on Tuesday at Harrisburg. Very early, had to come off as Josu came on in the first 15 minutes for Tyler Pollock.
New York bring, again, such an athletic team to Nippert Stadium tonight, Tommy. Kind of feature some of those MLS players coming in, maybe not in the starting 11, but in the squad as well. But just adds such a different dynamic, you know, for FC Cincinnati to face against such an experienced team.
When you look up and down there, starting 11, ages 21, 22, 23. Here's GB, one of the senior statesmen out on the pitch, trying to get off an early shot, taken off his foot. But a good effort there by GB, then trying to win it back as Junior Flemings, the speedster, was racing up the left side, knocked out by GB. Throw and will come for New York. Noah Powder threw it in. Powder will send it into the middle. Off the chest to Bezecourt. Slid over to the right. Red Bulls 2 into the attacking third. Tenari pulls it back onto the foot of Hassan Ndam. Defender 6'4". You talk about that size. And we saw it coming off the bus, standing down on the pitch. Tons of size for this New York side. A great opportunity inside of the 18. Touched away. New York will have a corner kick first. Let's quickly get to your keys for the match, brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers.
Well, I think breaking the press, Tommy, tonight's going to be the biggest, the most important thing for FC Cincinnati. Red Bulls do that with all of their teams. Second thing, they've got to be a bit more ruthless in attack. You know, last game, even Harrisburg, they've created a lot of opportunities. It's been consistent even at home. There's going to be a little bit more ruthless and dangerous in and around the box. Bezecourt,
with 8 assists on the season, takes the corner kick. Into the middle, a diving Mitch Hildebrand doesn't touch it as it goes wide, but a big-time opportunity in the 4th minute for New York. Goal kick for the second-year goalkeeper, wearing his trademark neon jersey tonight. You can hear the Bailey already rocking. Imagine Lindsay's having a good time up there. She's decided to stick around for a little bit.
Think she can make it back, Tommy?
I think she'll find her way sooner or later to her usual spot in midfield. Boehner touching it up the right side in the direction of Wiedemann. Now out wide for McLaughlin, who's going to try and track it down in the corner. He'll get there before it goes out on the end line. Then turns, knocks it off of New York, and a great job there by Jimmy. He saved the day on Tuesday against Harrisburg with a goal at the death to earn the orange and blue a point, and we saw that speed again starting off the match here tonight.
Good opportunity. Jimmy does well to just find that space behind New York's back four and try to release Jimmy into that space. Big thing tonight too, Tommy. I think New York Red Bulls probably got one of the weakest defenses in the league. FC Cincinnati have got to try to exploit that.
All of tonight's corner kicks are brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. First for FC Cincinnati comes in the 5th minute. Kenny Walker into the middle. Austin Berry back into the lineup and back onto the score sheet. A huge strike for the hometown hero gives the orange and blue a 1-0 lead.
We've seen this all season. Perfect delivery by Kenny Walker, and timing from Austin Berry is key. Gets that front flick on. Just does enough to get in front of the screen into the back post.
Absolutely froze Rafael Diaz, the 6-foot-tall goalkeeper, and Berry back with the captain's wristband on his arm. Gives FC Cincinnati an early boost of momentum.
Well, that's a great start too, Tommy. Obviously, we've seen this throughout the season. Anytime FC Cincinnati open the score in early and get that crucial goal, usually they go on to big things.
For Austin Berry, that is his first goal in USL play this year. Of course, he had the big goal against New York Red Bulls back on August 15th in the Open Cup semifinal. They put the orange and blue up 2-0. Sen DeVitt battling as it comes in the defensive third. It skips past him to Mitch Hildebrand, and for Kenny Walker, that's his team-leading 5th assist on the season. So a strike in the 6th minute on the set play from the corner, and that's about everything that Alan Koch asked for. Early focus, an early lead, and a goal off a set piece.
I think too, when you talk about focus or discipline, they just defended a corner as well. Right. So make no mistake about it, it's both sides of the ball, Tommy, but dealing with that corner kick and coming up and just executing that, fantastic to see.
Noah Powder brings it into the attacking third as Red Bulls 2 suddenly trailing by a goal. Powder skies it as he tried to send it towards the mouth of the goal, went behind Mitch Hildebrand, and he'll get a goal kick. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by UC Health. And remember, all of that set up by the hustle of Jimmy McLaughlin, getting towards the corner, and then the heads-up play, not only using his speed to stop that ball, but turning and firing it off one of the Red Bulls to get it to be a corner kick.
And we've seen that all season long from Jimmy McLaughlin. High-energy player. He's a guy that will do the dirty work for you.
Here's Corbin Bone out to the right. Wiedemann just outside the 18, knocks it into the box. Bone turns, fires, and puts it just up over the goal. What a moment that would have been for the birthday boy, celebrating his 29th birthday today, but more importantly, the birth of his son 1 week ago today. Let's take another look at it.
just wouldn't fall for him, Tommy. As he turns, he's just kind of leaning back. Couldn't get his hips over it. Unfortunately, just strike over the bar. But again, just getting numbers into those box areas, Tommy, is very, very important. Good early start for FC Cincinnati.
A lot of intensity from the orange and blue to start this one. We expected a good match, and it's only the 9th minute, but you can feel the intensity from both these sides. Now Austin Berry is going to be called for a foul, and maybe going into the book as he collided with Junior Flemings. A physical and tough tackle there. Berry's going to be called away. He is going to be booked. So I talked about intensity, and there's the first card of the match.
I'd expect a very physical game, Tommy, tonight.
A yellow card has been issued to FC Cincinnati in the 9th minute.
For Austin, that is his 5th of the year. Now, of course, with the USL rule, he may not be on accumulation because of the good behavior rule. We'll have to check on that. There's the foul.
Yeah, certainly a foul. I think the referee's got a good position. He's probably seeing that as a tackle in from behind, Tommy, which in the rule book, certainly a yellow card.
It was a tough week in August. August 15th, FC Cincinnati lost to New York Red Bulls, the senior side that plays in Major League Soccer, by a score of 3-2 to end the Open Cup run. Then 4 days later, they went to New Jersey, lost to New York Red Bulls 4-0 in a physical match that saw one player on each side sent off. Now we're seeing Johan Dumais have words with the 4th official, and the match official actually came over for a moment. Alan Koch is asking the 4th official just to go away and end the conversation with Johan. It has now come to a close, and Red Bulls in the meantime get a free kick from about 40 yards out.
A good opportunity here for Red Bulls. Try to test the FC Cincinnati defense.
Bezecourt sends it in. Kenny Walker clears it out into the midfield. Ball will be sent to the far side where Najim will pull it down. Najim over to the left, and we'll see Jordan Scarlett, the 6-foot defender. Red Bulls waste no time, pushing across midfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lost child in the stadium. Justin Sharkey, please meet your dad at the top of
into the middle. Justin Hoyt is able to clear it all the way out into the midfield, and it falls to the foot of GB, who's going to try to chip the goalkeeper. And he caught the crossbar. GB is going to be called for a foul, and he's going to be called over by the match official. Not sure if this is just going to be a conversation or a booking. GB from 45 yards out put that ball right off the crossbar.
I'm sure Tommy's going to claim he didn't hear the whistle, all that noise from Nippert. I think they were a little frustrated and annoyed by the initial call that came back.
They're expecting a crowd of around 30,000. Here's a look at the play, and that is a foul on GB. Clear as day. Put both hands into the back of Endom.
I think the reaction there from the referee really is once that whistle goes, you've got to stop. You don't get your chance to try to score.
Another ball towards the corner. Guess who's trying to chase it down? Jimmy McLaughlin gets there. Endom there as well. No whistle. McLaughlin will find 2 defenders on him and dumps it back to Hoyt. Great touch.
Well played, yeah. Great energy again and work rate, just desire that you talked about from Jimmy. Trying to chase that ball down.
Delbridge's pass was intercepted, and then Kenny Walker, the veteran, quickly clears it out. A throw incoming for New York.
Just for all that hard work, though, Tommy, they've got to improve possession, you know. They're getting numbers forward. They're able to play in behind New York's defense. Just got to slow down a little bit, keep the ball, and allow those numbers to get forward. Try to create another attack from it.
Corbin Bone straight up into the air. Kenny Walker trying to win it back. Bone going to send it over to the left, and it's going to skip to McLaughlin. Bounces out off of Jimmy, so a quick throw in for the Red Bulls. Certainly no lack of energy from either of these clubs here in the first 13 minutes in Nippert Stadium. Hildebrandt way off his line with Flemings flying in to collect it right at the top of the 18.
I think Mitch does a great job there reading that play. Comes off his line really well. And it cuts out really a threaded pass through. We talked about the energy, Tommy. I mean, we expected this. Both teams fighting for those big, important 3 points tonight.
And very physical.
And extremely physical. That was the message Alan talked about. The guys expect this. You know, with the physicality, though, has to come discipline.
Well, we're seeing another conversation as Tenari and GB were tangled up. Check it, actually, I think that was Jordan Scarlett. Yes, the defender Scarlett and GB tangled up on the near side. And both the players were told no more. Junior Fleming's taken down by Matt Boehner. There's certainly no love lost here, I'll tell you that much, as GB gets shoved by Flemings, who's now going to earn a conversation.
Here's the thing, but Tommy, when we talk about discipline, too, there's no need for GB to go across and stand over the top of him.
He's going to get a yellow card.
It's stupid.
And now GB's into the book. We've seen 2 yellow cards on FC Cincinnati here in the first 14 minutes, and that's not the discipline that Alan Koch asked the team for today.
Not at all. It's a foul by Matt Boehner. Doesn't mean intentional, right? Referee's called. There's just no need. You know, you're going to antagonize. It's already a heated game. It's turned into physical battle early. I'm sure Alan's going to be very disappointed.
Well, now your striker, who has a huge spotlight on his back and has all season long. He's had 2 red cards, now a handful of yellow cards as well, and who is the target of a lot of fouls. You know Red Bulls are going to try to agitate him and get a second yellow.
Doesn't make any sense.
So play continues with Powder into the middle. FC Cincinnati, if you're just joining us, leading 1-0 thanks to a goal in the 6th minute by the captain, Austin Berry. Kenny Walker, who wore the captain's armband the last 3 matches, trying to get to it. It'll be a throw-in. And Kevin, how about the reemergence of Austin Berry? A goal in the 6th minute on the set piece. Maybe a little bit of a questionable yellow card. Either way, a hard tackle maybe sends a message early, and coming out, making his presence felt.
I think, yeah, as a defender, I mean, that first tackle that you have the opportunity, you've got to send a clear message, Tommy, to those center forwards, to those wingers. Hey, you know, you're going to come in here, but I'm going to give it to you straight away. I think the biggest thing for Austin, too, is trying to keep his adrenaline in a stable condition now, right? He scored a goal. He's won a tackle. Now he's got to relax a little bit and play with a little bit more focus.
Mentioned the tough week against this franchise with the loss in the Open Cup, then the 4-0 loss in New Jersey 4 days later. After that match, New York Red Bulls 2 official account tweeted a message along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, "Hey FC Cincinnati, if you want to lose to another one of our clubs, we have a PDL side since you already lost to both of our professional teams." And obviously that was noted in the dressing room for the orange and blue. The tweet was later deleted.
Well, it's a serious message. I can tell you that the technical staff here took to heart, really, and I'm sure the players, you'll see this in the Desire tonight. No disrespect to FC or you know the Red Bulls. I think the biggest thing for them too, they do have a ton of talent.
Yeah.
They have a very impressive MLS team, a very impressive MLS2 team. But you know, I think that statement maybe was one that could have came with a little bit of regret.
Well, the fact that it was deleted, I think, confirms just that. Red Bulls working in the attacking third, looking for an equalizer. Harrison Delbridge has other plans, sending it out into the midfield. And let's not forget, New York Red Bulls 2, the 2016 USL champions. Yeah. And now they have an MLS side that's going to play for an Open Cup championship on Wednesday. Shot, Mitch Hildebrandt with a huge save, tips it over the crossbar after Tenari let it fly, and Mitch says no for the first time tonight.
You can already see it by Mitch. I think it was troubling him too much. Wasn't a ton of power in it, but did enough to get a hand and just make sure that went over the bar. Good early save.
Hildebrandt answers the early bell, but a corner kick coming. It's brought to you by the Levy Law Offices, where they turn your crash into cash. Played right into the middle. A shot from Florian Below ties it in the 18th minute.
Talk about another execution of a set piece on that. Got to respect this goal as well, Tommy.
Florian Below, a guy that you highlighted off the top of the broadcast.
It's a different short corner. Below just spins. Nobody tracks him, turns around. He had all the time in the world to turn his body. I don't think Mitch is seeing that with the traffic in front of him. I'm sure Allen's going to be furious at that as far as defending. Can't lose the player that much, but a very creative set piece for Red Bulls.
For Velo, his 4th goal on the season. He had the game-winning goal, I mentioned this earlier, in the match in the 87th minute last year on July 20th here at Nippert Stadium, as Red Bulls 2 scored twice in the final 10 minutes to steal 3 points. Boehner looking into the middle of GB. GB tried to get it inside the 18, and a great defensive play to turn it away. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by your local Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Volkswagen dealers. Wiedemann knocked down top of the 18, not enough for a whistle. GB can't get to it before it slowly rolls out along the end line, and a goal kick coming for Diaz.
We talk about discipline as well, Tommy. It's not just trying to stay out of the referee's book. It's also making sure that you follow your rules, your responsibilities, making smart decisions on set pieces. I'm sure they've went over a scouting report and maybe seen a similar set piece from New York. I'm sure Allen's going to be very disappointed that they didn't follow that and make it a little bit harder for New York.
Well, we've seen 2 goals, both on corner kicks, here in the first 20 minutes with these 2 clubs playing for their playoff lives. 4 games left for FC Cincinnati after today, all 4 away from Nippert Stadium. Bonomo looking to push it forward. Nobody there to help him. He'll have to turn it back into the midfield. Swung over to the left, Noah Powder. His pass is offline, and Austin Berry will pick it up. Wiedemann.
A lot of space on the far side if he can find Jimmy again.
He was looking for him and couldn't hit it clean. GB, in the meantime, finds Justin Hoyt. On to McLaughlin, looking it into the middle, doesn't quite find GB, intercepted by Red Bulls 2. New York working right to left here in the first half, attacking towards the Bailey.
I think too, for the most part, in open play, Tommy, I think the defense has been pretty good for FC Cincinnati. You know, they've kind of kept a very talented team of New York who are good in tight spaces. You know, they're good in combining and trying to find a target in the next level again. But so far, they've kind of kept them in bay and really just kept them in that middle third.
New York
got it behind too much yet.
They had that early look on the corner kick that went just wide, and Mitch Hildebrandt appeared to have it covered there on the far post. And then, aside from the shot where Mitch knocks it off, or excuse me, over the crossbar on the shot by Tenari, which sets up the corner kick, you're right, New York hasn't had a lot of looks. Trying to find one here. Velo took the shot. It's about 25 yards out, and it goes wide of Hildebrandt. Mitch will play it short to Barry, playing on the right side of the 3 center backs.
I think the key tonight as well with this build-up play, Tom, they've got to break that line early. They've done a good job of finding GB here. Now they've got to support him with numbers.
A little bit of a push in GB's back from Endom. Another one, and this time the flag comes up from the linesman, so a foul will be called. Endom all over GB. Gave him a push as the pass first got there, and then is called for the foul on the second effort.
I just think the more and more that they can get into these areas and test. GB's good in a 1v1 situation, and Dom just comes in. Now it's another probably position I'd say maybe Kenny Walker's going to come and take this.
Yep.
Whip this into a dangerous area again. And start to create more and more of these scoring opportunities.
Rafael Diaz, the St. John's product, setting up Red Bulls 2 defensively. Kenny Walker, one of the veteran leaders for Alan Koch, sets to take the free kick. Sends it into the middle, doesn't find Sem DeVitt. Wiedemann came out and hit it hard, and Andrew Wiedemann is going into the book in the 23rd minute, much to the chagrin of Captain Austin Berry.
I don't think that's a yellow card at all, Tommy. He certainly clips Tenari on that. But he has every intent of trying to strike the ball.
We will get the opportunity to see it again.
This ball comes out, Wiedemann's looking at the ball. He's trying to strike and make contact. In my opinion, that's not a yellow card.
Rosendo Mendoza disagrees. Hands out his third yellow card to FC Cincinnati in the first 23 minutes. And the Boo Birds starting to come out here in Cincinnati as we are halfway through the first half.
I think there's anything really Wiedemann can do. The ball's coming from the air. He's got to focus on it all the way down. His only thought really is making contact with the ball.
For Wiedemann, then it's his first booking of the season. Gibi gonna send it forward. McLaughlin trying to get there. Endom is gonna send it out to the far sideline, and a throw-in will come for FC Cincinnati inside of the attacking third. Justin Hoyt will come over to take it. Throw-in comes onto the foot of McLaughlin, then knocked right back out by New York Red Bulls. Endom intercepts the throw-in pass from Hoyt, intended for Wiedemann, and Endom will send it out into the midfield. Tom Glader alongside Kevin McCloskey. Like to welcome in everybody joining us now on Local 12 who is watching Florida and Tennessee in overtime. If you missed the first 24+ minutes of this match, you've missed a lot, and we'll bring you up to speed here momentarily. 1 goal apiece. Hometown hero Austin Berry gave FC Cincinnati the lead in the 6th minute on a pass from Kenny Walker, and then about 7 minutes ago, it was tied up as Florian Velo got his 4th goal of the season to tie it for New York Red Bulls 2. And in between all of that, 3 yellow cards on FC Cincinnati in what has been a physical and intense match so far.
Certainly been intense, Tommy. But everything that Alan and the staff expected and the players going into this game, they've certainly prepared for it this week.
And Matt Boehner is going into the books with the 4th yellow card of the first half, handed out to the orange and blue. And I think that is a good call on that play.
No, it's a yellow card on that one. I think too it's Matt's second tackle probably in the space of 10 minutes.
That's the 4th on the season for Boehner. Let's take another look.
Yeah,
stepped right on his foot.
Metzger just gets that all-important touch before it. Matt's just got to slow down the speed a little bit and avoid that contact.
FC Cincinnati right now in 7th place in the USL standings. If the playoffs began today, they would be in, playing the 2 seed. New York Red Bulls are 6th, ahead by 2 points. So a win for the orange and blue today would catapult them ahead of the visitors. Free kick coming following the booking. For Alan Koch right now, a world of trouble with 4 guys playing on yellow cards in what he knew coming in was going to be a wildly physical match.
I'm sure he's going to talk about it at halftime, Tommy. It's one of those things that, you know, they can't just start accumulating these yellow cards. As the game goes on to become very dangerous into the risk of a red card.
Bezecourt into the 18. Austin Berry's pushed from behind. He's asking why there's no booking on the foul. The foul was called, and FC Cincinnati will be able to try to push it the other way.
Can't get caught up in that.
No.
Can't get caught up. We've seen it before, you know, and Alan preaches this, you know, control what you can control. Can't start looking for excuses. They got to stick to the game plan here, and really, anytime they've gotten in at the New York back 4, they've really given them a lot of tests, really. Just got to get back to playing.
Hassan Endom, who started today for New York, he was sent off in the match on August 19th with 2 yellow cards. Josu also sent off about 25 minutes later. Into the box, off the foot of Gibi, didn't catch it cleanly, and diving to his right, Rafael Diaz was able to collect before Jimmy McLaughlin was able to slide in there and pick it up.
Just another opportunity, right? Another example too. Once they get forward and break that line and get numbers into the attack, it's going to be dangerous.
Junior Flemings will work on the left side. Into the 18. It sneaks past Mitch Hildebrandt. Harrison Delbridge trying to save the day. Justin Hoyt trying to get it out of there. Kenny Walker finally comes over in New York. Hit it with their hand. I believe Bonomo got a piece of it inside of the 6-yard box, but a flurry of action. And after Mitch Hildebrandt missed that ball, New York Red Bulls had a golden opportunity to score. And the orange and blue defense slid in to keep it out of the goal. Mitch
kind of misreads this a little bit. I think the call here is for Bonomo playing on the ground. As soon as it's tangled up in his legs.
He touches it with his hand there too.
Yeah. But as soon as a player falls like that, tell me you can't
gotta let it go.
Yeah, you gotta kind of leave it.
So 2 offenses there. Doesn't matter which one was called. Sent out across midfield, well ahead of Jimmy McLaughlin. Throwing for New York. 30,000 plus the expected attendance number tonight. The all-time USL record for a game, regular season or playoffs, was set last year here at Nippert Stadium, of course, on October 2nd, 30,187. There's no question in my mind the final number tonight will be north of 30,187. Austin Berry trying to clear a dangerous ball in the defensive third.
Bescourt gives him a good amount of pressure too. This is what we're accustomed to see from any New York Red Bull team, Tommy. They make it very hard for defense to play out, especially in those transitional moments. They try to press and even counter press. It's certainly part of the whole entire club's philosophy.
Walker to Bone has his pass intercepted. Tenari is going to try to bring it to the near side. Andrew Tenari, the 5'6" midfielder, with his left foot, serves it across the middle, and Bonomo can't get enough of it with his head. Puts it wide. Goal kick coming from Mitch Hildebrandt.
Just another threat by Bonomo, but Tommy, they're starting to find him in pockets, starting to find him from wide surfaces as well. Certainly a handful, giving Sam David and Harrison Delbridge a lot to deal with.
Boehner has it come off his chest. DeVitt out wide.
A lot of space here to play in a 2v1 position if he can try to capitalize on it.
And a special welcome to the 3,000 Young Life members joining us.
Hoyt switches sides to Boehner. Trying to cross it, turned away as he has 2 white jerseys on him. Finally makes a move into the middle. He was cut down by Junior Flemings on the play. Flemings will be called for the foul. Red Bulls aren't happy about the call, and Kenny Walker will come over to try to set up another assist.
It's another dangerous area for this free kick. I think a big thing, obviously, with the athleticism and size, you've got to try to find a mismatch with this delivery. You try to play into that front post if they can.
He has DeVitt, GB, Delbridge, all playing inside the 18. Walker with his right foot. Tried to go short for DeVitt. Well defended. Falls to Corbin Bone, who takes a shot, and the new father has done it. Corbin Bone, on his birthday, makes it 2-1.
Great finish.
What a moment for Corbin Bone.
Oh, we saw it before, Tommy, that last effort that Corbin had didn't fall for him. This time he makes no mistake about it. Wraps his hips, makes a great contact, drives the ball into the roof of the net.
1 week ago today, Corbin Bone was at Good Samaritan Hospital as his wife Annie gave birth to their first child, Brooks Marcus Bone. And if Brooks isn't a soccer player name, I don't know what is, but Brooks Marcus Bone, born 1 week ago today. Annie and Brooks finally home from the hospital, doing great, and watching Daddy score his first USL goal for FC Cincinnati on his birthday. How about that?
A lot of celebration. Fantastic.
Foul will be called in the midfield, and let's take a look at Brooks Marcus Bone, there he is with his dad. That's when they were still in the hospital, but Annie and Brooks doing great back at home, and congratulations to the whole Bone family. What a moment.
That's awesome.
Interesting to note, the 2 goals on August 15th against the MLS side, Corbin Bone and Austin Berry. Soccer works in funny ways sometimes. GB offside as the ball came down the right side. Flag came up. GB took a shot. Remember, he's
just got to get over.
He had a conversation. There's also 30,000 people here.
Tough for the ref, but what I'm talking about with his body language, he's got to get on with it, right?
And the referee pointed to his head as he had a conversation with GB after that shot.
It's got to be very businesslike. He has to get on with the game. Can't get caught up in it too emotionally, and just play.
Red Bulls trying to get back to the attacking third. Watch it roll out along the end line. Mitch Hildebrand will take the goal kick. Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. So first half goals from Austin Berry in the 6th minute. Corbin Bone in the 32nd minute. And FC Cincinnati back on top, 2-1. Bone forward for McLaughlin. Onto the attacking third, out wide for GB. GB thought he kept it in on the near touchline. And the flag went up as Red Bulls will throw it in. Tenari pushes it forward. His touch too heavy. McLaughlin intercepted it. Then Jimmy McLaughlin is tackled by Scarlett. No foul is called. Ball forward for Fleming. Boehner comes in on Fleming. And the flag was up on the far side. Offside. Whistle comes.
Game's really starting to open up, Tommy. A lot of end-to-end stuff now. I think a lot of time, anytime the game opens up that much, you've got to have that focus. Can't be any mental fatigue at all. Got to stay switched on to every play.
Delbridge sends it forward to McLaughlin.
Jimmy involved again. He's been
involved throughout, right?
Yeah, a key factor really in the attack tonight.
36th minute, 2-1 in favor of the home lads. Walker to Wiedemann. Wiedemann trying to find GB across the middle. Red Bulls 2 turn it away. Throw in the attacking third coming.
He's just trying to play it in front of the down there. I think really he's looking for a player, SC player, just to get in front of that. Beat him to the front post.
Now a corner kick for FC Cincinnati. GB did well there to let Scarlett just sneak up from behind and tap that ball when it went out on the end line.
Yeah.
So Kenny Walker, who's been fantastic here in the first 36 minutes, will come to the corner near side and see if he can dial up some more magic. Walker hooked up with his Louisville teammate Austin Berry in the 6th minute. Chance of FCC. Walker serves it into the middle. Red Bulls 2 turns it away. Wiedemann heading it back. Berry got his head onto it. And Diaz not sure of who it touched last. Wisely runs over to scoop it up. Rafael Diaz was actually with Orlando City back when they were in the USL, and then he signed with Red Bulls 2 in 2015. He's on an MLS contract now, but playing with the USL side.
It shows the options as well. That New York, I think just for the coach as well to be able to manage that, Tommy. I mean, hats off to him. It's the last 4 or 5 games they're really starting to come into form with New York.
6 to be exact. 4-0-2 over the last 6 matches. have not lost since July 29th, 100 miles down the road at Louisville City.
Up until tonight, you've really seen that confidence grow as well. Previous games against Toronto and Tampa Bay, put in 2 great performances.
GB touches it forward for Justin Hoyt, and the flag goes up near side. Justin a step too quick for the pass.
Yeah, I think he's just a yard or so offside. It's the right decision by GB, but just doesn't look across the line.
There's still plenty of speed in those 32-year-old legs.
I'm jealous.
Of course, Justin's had a fantastic football career, playing for Arsenal, coming over here at 32 years of age, leaving England to play in the States. McLaughlin's touch heavy was intended for GB.
I think Justin Hoyt's been a great acquisition, really. I think he's come in, brought a lot of experience, but just with his performances too, Tom, I think he's been top class.
Well, and his versatility. Harrison Delbridge comes up and gets tied up, so a foul was called, but he can provide depth at center back. We've seen him start at center back. He can also play both fullback positions, as he's on the left side today.
We saw it the last home game too. Anytime that he does kind of get pulled around or change into position, he does it very seamlessly.
2 weeks ago tonight, when Matt Boehner was hurt with his lower back injury, moved from center back over to right fullback.
Well played.
6 different guys got a touch there. Now Wiedemann trying to find his friend Jimmy McLaughlin across the middle.
That was a good piece of possession, really. And possession hasn't been high for either team, really, Tommy. In little moments, little phases, but not a ton of passes together or passes completed.
Foul called on Andrew Wiedemann. Tenari fell down to the turf. And a free kick will come in the midfield for Red Bulls 2. Both of these clubs 4 matches remaining after tonight. FC Cincinnati a week from tonight will be at St. Louis at 7 p.m.
Unexpected play on that. I don't think Potter was ready for it.
Fortunate break there for the orange and blue, and Boehner will come over to throw it in. Boehner, after that fall when he went up 4 or 5 feet in the air, I was told had serious back spasms for about 4 or 5 days. He had Dr. Riplow working on him and was able to recover and did not play at Harrisburg, did not make the trip, and I'd imagine the travel part of the reason to make sure that he would be 100% for tonight.
Yeah. Well, we certainly remember that fall. I mean, he jumped up about 6 foot, landed on his back. I'm just glad he's back healthy tonight.
Wiedemann body checked in the midfield. That has been a yellow card tonight. It is not right now in the definition of a Rosendo Mendoza, as Daniel Metzger gave Wiedemann a good hip check.
I think the last time, obviously, New York they're going to try to use this probably as an advantage as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're going to be physical intentionally. Going to try to draw fouls and try to get SC players in the book if they can, really. And it's part of the professional game now, Tommy, unfortunately.
Hoyt out wide for McLaughlin, who gives it right back. Hoyt across the middle. Diaz does well to read it and collect.
Just a nice little 1-2 there. You talked about Hoyt's speed. We just saw it again. The give and go. I think him and Jimmy have got a really good understanding on that left side as well. Had a decent amount of success trying to get in behind. Just improving quality of delivery now a little bit.
Don't forget, we'll hear from Lindsay Patterson in a few minutes. I can see she's emerged from the Bailey and moved back to her usual spot at midfield. So she'll get a chance to chat with Alan Koch after the halftime whistle sounds. McLaughlin with a great ball forward for GB. One-on-one. GB into the 18. He has McLaughlin making a run back into the middle, turned away defensively. A great job by Jordan Scarlett to not let GB get a shot off.
I think Scarlett does great, actually. As a center back, he comes in, delays. You know, he can't really try to step in and win that. He's 1v1. does a really good job allowing the Red Bulls players to get back and help and provide some extra cover.
And if Scarlett steps in and takes down GB, that's a straight red, as we've seen a few times this year. Sem DeWitt had it happen to him down at Louisville in the second meeting down there between the clubs this year.
I think it's great defending, really, not even trying to make the tackle, Tommy, initially, you know.
Pushed him out wide, and then he had help collapse in.
Right.
In the meantime, a corner kick at the other end coming for Red Bulls 2, as they'll try to equalize for the second time tonight. They did on a corner kick with the talented Vincent Bezecourt in the 18th minute. Velo finished it. Bezecourt will take it from the near side this time. 44th minute. Bezecourt on the service.
Free player at the back post.
Now there was contact inside of the 18. Foul was called on New York, and a free kick coming for Hildebrand.
Let off the hook a little bit there, Tommy, I think. The Red Bulls player, I think it might have been Metzger coming at the back post. He had acres of space.
And that's how they got the first one on the corner kick. It was a ton of space for Florian Velo, forward out of France. Hildebrand into the midfield. It comes off the head of Boehner. Then Kenny Walker is knocked down. Foul will be called on the effort against Stefano Bonomo, former Cal product.
It's a good ball by Kenny Walker.
How many times have you said that this season?
I forget.
Wiedemann tried to get into the middle. McLaughlin. Scarlett put his head on it and sent it out. And now corner kick for FC Cincinnati. That will likely be taken by Kenny Walker, although Wiedemann's over there right now as well. Walker ran over to have words with Austin Berry, I think, set things up. And now Wiedemann will step aside and let the Cleveland, Ohio native come over.
The acknowledgement with Kenny Walker, but he kind of sees those things, Tommy. Those quick little plays, puts his head up, sees Wiedemann in, and he understands he's got to play in the space behind New York's back four and tries to exploit that. We do see that a lot by Kenny Walker, certainly in his skill set.
Interesting now as Rosendo Mendoza has come over to have a conversation with Daniel Metzger. He was tied up with GB towards that far post, and Mendoza came over to talk with him. And you know he's doing everything to aggravate GB.
100%.
He possibly can. We are into stoppage time. FC Cincinnati leading by a goal. Walker sends it across the mouth. Delbridge got his head on it, and it skips out wide to the left of Diaz. Another great ball from Kenny Walker. And Delbridge just not able to direct it perfectly.
Delbridge, yeah, does well to get up. Probably the first time we've talked about Delbridge all night. He's really been quiet. Hasn't had
a couple defensive plays.
Hasn't had a ton to do. Which again, I think reflects, you know, the midfield defense from FC, I think, has been pretty good by Corbin and Kenny. So he's not being challenged that much.
3 minutes of stoppage time signaled by the fourth official. McLaughlin onto the right, Wiedemann. Back to McLaughlin and Wiedemann.
Nice play again, Tommy. It's in those tight areas. They have such a good understanding, those two.
Out wide for Hoyt. Has it taken off his foot. Bone intercepts the pass, trying to keep it alive. Metzger took it right back for New York. Now Delbridge out of position. Sliding advantage will be played. We'll see if Delbridge has a card coming. I think he does.
Yeah. He tries
for a foul in the midfield.
Tries to catch him twice. Harrison recognizes that he's out of position. The first one, I think he moves. He tries to pull it. I think it might have been Metzger back. Misses him. Then that second opportunity, he tries to stop the play.
Appears it might just be a conversation between our match official and the big Aussie. Based on the cards he's handed out already in the half, I'm surprised Harrison didn't get one there.
This was kind of the second attempt just to try to stop the play. He's trying to stop it because he was out of position. I think that New York had two players on that far right side.
Red Bulls 2 with a corner kick, trailing by a goal. Headed far post, punched up into the air. GB heads it out of the 18. Throw in for New York in the final third. Powder to take it. Sends it to the corner and then gets it right back. Leaves it for Bonomo. Flag went up there, offside. So miscommunication there in the corner, and New York unable to do anything with the opportunity. Maybe about 30 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Hildebrandt going to let a couple seconds tick off. His side leading by a goal. Into the midfield, it comes off of GB. Bone fighting for it. Walker. Fleming's got a foot on it. Now Bone will push it out wide. Bone has it come off his foot. Red Bulls too. Maybe one last push before heading to the changing room.
Well, just to get numbers forward, Tommy here.
Metzger out wide to the right. Shot across the middle. Barry is knocked down trying to defend it. And the halftime whistle sounds here at Nippert Stadium. 45 minutes in the books. Still 45 more to come. And you can see Alan Koch, before he chats with Lindsay, has a quick conversation with the fourth official. But 2-1 in favor of the orange and blue. Lindsay is now settled with Alan Koch. Let's go down to the pitch.
Coach, your guys get off to a good start with 2 goals. We're seeing a physical match out there. What do you tell them at the half to keep that focus and intensity?
I think you're right. It is a physical game. I think both teams are playing physically. There's obviously a lot at stake in this game tonight. I don't think we deserve to have the 4 yellow cards that we have by any means. I think there's 2 teams that are playing the game the way the game should be played, and nobody's playing malicious by any means. I think what we need to focus on is preventing them from having as much possession as they had in the first 45 minutes. They're the type of team, if they keep the ball and they get into a rhythm, they can really, really hurt you, as we showed in that first 45 minutes. On the flip side, we're a very, very good team when we take care of the ball too. So it's going to be more about us imposing ourselves on them more in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Of course, all of her sideline reports are brought to you by your local Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Volkswagen dealers. We'll step aside and take a break. We'll chat with striker Danny Koenig when we return. Plenty of fireworks in the first half here in the Queen City. A capacity crowd on hand, and the home lads leading by a goal. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Earlier this season, when GB was suspended for 6 matches, FC Cincinnati needed an additional striker, and they called on Danny Koenig via trade. The big man from Denmark has done a great job and left his stamp on this club.
if you want to go somewhere, you need to work hard. If you don't work, you won't get anywhere. You know, you gotta dream big and work hard, and then you'll go some good places.
Great service, Danny Koenig buries it. King Koenig gives the orange and blue a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, when I step on the field, it's war for me. You know, I give everything I have, and yeah, sometimes I get my temper up, but that's how I play, you know, and I enjoy it, and that's the way I'm gonna keep on playing. Before they were born, you were always number one. Like, my career was number one, I was number one, but since they were born, like, instantly you just become second priority. Like, they're the most important things in my life, and you're not no more number one. Now it's the kids that are number one. It's not ideal, you know, you want to be close to the family and your kids and wife all the time, but sometimes you gotta do some hard things, and that's very hard for me to be here in Cincinnati without my family, but it's a part of life, and I'm in the end of the day, I'm doing it for them.
Get a little bit closer to 3 more points. Here could it be? Koenig for the second straight week buries one to make it 2-0. Fantastic pass in by Gibi.
Oh yeah, I was just I scored, and like I looked out and I saw GB like this, you know, and and he said come, and I just went out there and gave him a good hug. You know, it's nice to see people happy about everybody scoring goal. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm a forward, he's a forward. At the end of the day, we have to do a job, and we have to win. I don't know how it was before, but everybody has been good, and we seem like a good group, and everybody's having a good time together, and I think we're bonding very well. You know, it's now we're getting to the most important part of the season, and it's important that we bond very good, and in the end, if we do that, we're gonna get some huge results.
When our halftime coverage continues here at Nippert Stadium, we'll take a look around the USL and still to come highlights from the first 45 minutes. That's all coming up next. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Raise the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch. That'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
Tom Glenner, Kevin McCloskey back with you at Nippert Stadium with FC Cincinnati on top 2-1. Plenty of fireworks over the first 45 minutes, Kevin, as these two teams battled it out. And good news for those who like Papa John's, because FC Cincinnati has already scored twice. Let's take a look at the first half highlights delivered by papajohns.com. Use the code tomorrow, FCPizza50, for half off your pizza. And Cincinnati native Austin Berry on the set piece got a pass from his old teammate to give FC Cincinnati a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a great delivery in by Kenny Walker, and Austin timed his jump to perfection, a good finish. This is the New York goal. Short type corner where it was played to the top of the box and below turns, and great finish into the bottom corner.
So it was 1-1 at that point after Mitch Hildebrand got beat. And a couple more opportunities. Below, once again, another look at his goal on the set piece. So corner kicks at each end made it 1-1, but FC Cincinnati wasn't done. They continued to attack, and the Orange and Blue got a second goal from Corbin Bone, the birthday boy, who made it 2-1. Shots even, possession though, and you heard Alan talk about it, in favor of the visitors.
I think possession is going to be key in the second half. Alan said it at halftime. Right now, 37% possession. He needs to improve that. I'm sure the team will recognize that and hear about it at halftime. If they can do that, Tom, I think they've created some good chances from the limited possession. That could be the difference in the game and sealing out this victory.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Alan Koch does, because he has 4 guys playing on a yellow card. Lindsey Patterson was inside of the dressing room. She has emerged. Let's go down the sideline, check in with the 3rd member of our broadcast team.
Yeah, Tommy, we will see a change in the second half. Paul Nicholson will actually go in for Austin Berry. Coach spent pretty much most of halftime looking at film out there and saying you're giving them too much respect. You got to tighten things up out there. Kenny Walker, Corbin Bone, play a little outside. You're going to help multiple players out there. And he mentioned again, you're playing with yellow cards, so be cautious in the second half. The upcoming schedule is brought to you by Audi Cincinnati. He's bringing you the ultimate Audi experience on Beachmont Avenue. Back on the road a week from today. That's in St. Louis, September 29th. They'll face off with Charlotte. They'll wrap up regular season on the road with Ottawa and Toronto.
Let's see. Great job by Lindsey Patterson. As always, her sideline reports are brought to you by your local Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Volkswagen dealers. You can see the orange and blue have emerged from the dressing room, and Red Bulls 2 have as well. Corbin Bone with his first league goal for the club, 2nd overall. The other game in the Open Cup against the MLS side of New York Red Bulls. And there's Alan Koch on his way out, and Paul Nicholson has come out to midfield. The first of 3 substitutions coming. Nicholson put into the 18 here tonight. We'll wait to see who he's coming on for. Austin Berry. Berry playing on a yellow card. He had an active first 10 minutes. The goal in the 6th minute. Then the yellow card in the 9th minute. So one of the 4 guys playing on a yellow has come out. Kenny Walker takes over the captain's armband that he wore for the last 3 matches. I didn't see Austin take a knock, did you?
Tommy, it's something that we're going to have to look at in the first 5 minutes, see if they change the shape maybe. Looks right now that Paul's going in and playing center back in the middle of those 3. So unless we missed a knock on Austin, or it's just a decision by Allen to change up that back line.
It'll push DeVitt out to the right of the 3 center backs. He was playing in the middle with Berry on the right. Nico goes into the middle. Nico into the middle, where he played a lot back in May and June when Alan Koch first changed to this 3 center back formation. So first of 3 subs is out, and you noticed it as we were going through halftime. We looked out there and saw that Nico was out with about 7 minutes remaining in halftime, warming up. And you said that wasn't just an old guy.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No, I said it, and you said it wasn't. So I'm saying you stood up.
No, once you see that, I mean, anytime a player comes out and is warming up on his own at halftime, means they're coming into the game. So interesting change and interesting switch.
And Lindsey Patterson has confirmed to our guys in the truck that it was just because of the yellow card situation that Austin Berry did not take a knock in the first half, so he is fine health-wise. The club switch ends, and Red Bulls 2 into the attacking third for the first time since coming out of the dressing room. The service comes all the way across the 18, rolls out, and Justin Hoyt will come over to throw it in. Hoyt certainly was active in the first half, hoping to try and create some opportunities. This throw will come deep inside of the defensive third. Throws in the direction of Chibi, bounced up and looked like it caught the arm, and it did, of Daniel Metzger. A little bit of a late whistle from the match official, but it came, and a free kick for the orange and blue will go right to left. FC Cincinnati in their traditional blue kits tonight. Red Bulls 2 with their white tops and red shorts. Tom Glitter, Kevin McCloskey, Lindsey Patterson, our producer David Ashbrook. Everybody's done a great job
this season, our 20th produced television broadcast of 2017, 21st broadcast for the team. Of course, we did the Chicago Fire match on radio only, and we hope it is not our last of 2017. Still some things to play out over the next few weeks that'll determine that. Up the right side, Junior Flemings gets around Harrison Delbridge. Delbridge battling down along the end line. Flemings gets a touch on it into the middle. Boehner turns and pushes it out along the end line on what could have become a dangerous ball quickly. It'll be a corner kick brought to you by the Levy Law Offices for New York.
Good physical battle between Delbridge and Fleming on that right side as well. Two physical guys kind of going after it. Fleming does enough to really stay on his feet and turn the corner. Puts in a dangerous ball. I thought Matt Boehner dealt with it very well, Tommy, to put it out for a corner kick.
Bezecourt across the middle, already has an assist tonight. Headed straight up into the air, now cleared by Delbridge, but he didn't get a very good touch on it. Just outside the 18, it falls to Metzger. Bone did a great job to pick it back up. GB looking for some support with two guys on him, and he finds Wiedemann. There's another handball down there, not called. Played forward for Bone, and then a very late whistle.
I was going to say, I thought he played advantage, but that would nullify, obviously, the advantage call. He's going to call for offside. It should have came back then for the free kick, but yeah, you're right. I think that was a handball.
Tonight's broadcast of FC Cincinnati is brought to you in part by the Montgomery Inn. 49th minute, FC Cincinnati on top 2-1. Bone trying to track it down in the midfield. Nice pass across the middle, finds Najim. He had Fleming cutting, but his touch was heavy. Slides past Hildebrand. As we look at the substitution pattern, and Alan Koch has already used one of them. Danny Koenig, who he featured at halftime, is warming up in earnest down there to the left of the bench. I'd have to imagine he's the next one for GB. And are all three of his substitutions in your mind right now going to be based on the 4 yellow cards in the first half?
I think, you know what, GB, I think yes. I think that's an obvious decision. I think Danny Koenig is very similar to GB as well as being physical, and anytime you've got a physical player like GB on a yellow card, it's smart to make that change. I think with Matt Boehner, I think he's going to play it out. I think Matt's a pretty level-headed player, doesn't get caught up too emotionally in games.
Same with Wiedemann.
And really, he's got to keep that third sub, right, Tommy, for if it goes into the attack or whatever. So I think the GB, I think it's going to be an obvious one. I think with Matt Boehner, I think he's just going to have to wait.
Meanwhile, an opportunity here. A foul was called on Kenny Walker. And from 30 yards out, Red Bulls 2 will have a dangerous free kick in the 50th minute.
Dangerous area here. Good setup for Red Bulls.
No doubt. Bezecourt, who leads the team with 9 assists on the season, will take it.
Bezecourt, we've seen him with his delivery tonight from corner kicks.
Here it is, into the box. Velo got his head onto it, beat everybody to that 6-yard line, and headed it just a bit too strong.
I think it's too easy with the defending again, Tommy. Bezecourt plays this great ball in. Velo has nobody pressuring.
Snuck right behind Kenny Walker.
And luckily for Mitchell LeBron, it goes over the bar.
GB battling for a long pass from Sem DeVitt. It's going to be called for a foul. Actually, the flag went up. No, they called the foul. Flag was up, and they called a foul. Alan Koch looking down towards where Danny Koenig is warming up, and it'll be interesting to see how much longer he keeps GB in the match before going to his backup striker. And I just saw him. He told Danny to speed it up.
Yeah, it's going to happen pretty soon here. Smart. I think the other thing too with Danny Koenig, you know what he's going to give you, Tommy. He's going to bring a ton of energy. He's been a big attacking threat for FC Cincinnati throughout the season as well.
Alan Koch told me this week he really likes what Danny Koenig gives the club off the bench.
I think he's fantastic. Massive fan of his.
Many of his goals have come in that situation this year. Bone sends it across the middle, didn't quite get there, cleared away by New York out into the midfield where McLaughlin trying to track it down. Nico will slide it wide to the left. Hoyt. Delbridge turns it back. to his goalkeeper, Hildebrandt.
Talked about this early, just breaking the press. Mitch has got to be careful on this.
There, nearly misplayed it, held on to it a bit too long, and then he got pressure, got away from it, but sent it out, and New York will throw it in.
That's what New York do best, Tommy.
It's Stefano Bonomo all over him. Metzger with a shot, goes just wide. Hildebrandt had the angle cut off, didn't touch it, and will get a goal kick. Let's head down and check in with Lindsey Patterson.
Yeah, guys, at the half, they talked about playing with those yellow cards and focusing. Soon as GB got his foul, Coach Alan Koch looked right over at Danny and said, be ready.
Yeah.
No question, Alan Koch knows he needs to make the change. As Lindsey was talking, we saw the replay there, and a good look. Nearly tied it up at 2 apiece for New York.
I think we're starting to improve possession, though. It takes building out of the back, Tommy, and just that last play with Mitch, you know, he knows that he kind of messed up a little bit with his first touch. A guy like Paul coming in there to kind of build it, I think will hopefully provide that option to start possession again.
GB taken down hard as he was trying to get that build-up going.
Yeah, that's
foul. Not a yellow card, but a foul is called on Hassan Ndam, the big 6'4" defender out of Cameroon.
Big case for a yellow card on that, Tommy.
Have not seen Red Bulls 2 booked tonight. Danny Koenig is at midfield now, so he will come on for GB at the next whistle. They'll let GB try to get one here before heading to the bench. Walker will set up in the 54th minute. FC Cincinnati leading by a goal, and they're actually going to make FC Cincinnati call GB off before Walker puts it into play. Substitution number 2 for Alan Koch. GB was booked in the 14th minute.
Entering the game, number 11, Danny Koenig.
And Koenig will replace him. Certainly a good situation. Koenig with 9 goals and an assist on the season.
Big fan favorite as well, Tommy. You can hear by the roar of the crowd as he came in.
20 goals.
They appreciate him
this summer between those two. Now Kenny Walker will try to set it up and push the advantage to 2. Walker sends it right into the wall. Well played by New York, who will look to counter.
2v2 here, Tommy.
Bezecourt slows it down, slides it inside the 18. Boehner gets it away, and then it rattles the crossbar. A shot from Junior Fleming hit the crossbar. New York still attacking. Hoyt trying to clear it. Ball bouncing around, and Walker finally gets it out of there, but Hoyt is down grabbing his ankle in a heap of pain.
New York wasting no time, Tommy, getting this ball back into play again.
And they know Hoyt hobbled after that collision right in front of the mouth of the goal. But let's go back to the ball. I believe Mitch got a piece of it.
It takes a deflection off my Boehner.
Never caught Mitch, but it caught the crossbar. That close to 2-2 is Junior Fleming, who scored 2 against FC Cincinnati in the matchup last month. They came 91 seconds apart.
It shows, I think, New York are really trying to change gears here, Tommy. Show that kind of ruthless streak that they have.
Throw in for FC Cincinnati. Let's quickly go back down to Lindsey.
Yeah, guys, I was talking to Alan Koch as GB was coming to the sideline, and he told me he had to get him out of there earlier than he wanted to because the official said, if you don't get him out of here, I'm getting him out of here.
Well, there you go. Echoing pretty much exactly what Kevin and I discussed to start the second half. And no doubt still a very good striker option in there for FC Cincinnati's gaffer. 57th minute, 3 huge points hang in the balance here at Nippert Stadium. A win for the Orange and Blue would catapult them ahead of Red Bulls 2 in the Eastern Conference table.
I think right now, Tommy, I've said this probably twice, I think, since the start of the second half. They've got to get possession back. Got to try to kill the sting of the attack from New York.
Nico has it come off his foot, and Mitch Hildebrandt makes a save. Flemings was flying in. Big save for Hildebrandt.
Massive save. I'll pull out a lot on that one, Tommy.
Hoyt will send it up the left side. Can McLaughlin keep it alive? He did not on the near touchline. And New York will get a chance to throw it in. The pass back slipped off the foot of Paul Nicholson.
Big save.
And the right foot of Hildebrandt saves the day.
Big save, Tommy.
That'll get chance of Mitch says no going here at Nippert at least one more time in the regular season. Koenig trying to backheel it in the direction of McLaughlin.
It's been such a fronted game, though. We don't even get to finish our points with the possession and everything else. It's turnover after turnover, really, both sides.
Just thinking of how many incomplete thoughts
I think
I've had because of the pace.
For the fan, though, Tommy, this is exciting. It's good. I think for both coaches, I'm sure their blood pressure is sky high right now.
For the 30,000 plus fans here, they've seen a show, and we still have 30 plus minutes to come. Many of which I imagine will be tense. Bezecourt will cross it and switch sides. Into the middle. DeVitt and Nicholson bit. Knocked out by DeVitt, but New York able to keep it alive in the attacking third. Bezecourt will hit it with his left foot and sail it way wide of the frame.
And his press just forcing FC Cincinnati to kick long. It's really the hardest part now, trying to establish that possession. The team's forcing you to play into really their hands, the physicality, trying to win those 50-50 balls.
McLaughlin touching it forward. Wiedemann trying to get there. Diaz will come all the way over to the end line outside of the 18. Hoyt was trying to get something off. Wiedemann backheeled it in his direction. He had an open goal, just couldn't get a shot from 40 yards away.
Still here with presence, Tommy, in this attacking third, if they can turn it.
On that whole series, Danny Koenig had gone down to the turf. We're still working on getting up. Boehner is taken down. No foul is called. New York will keep the run going. Into the box. Hildebrandt scoops it up. And then Nicholson gets tied up with Junior Flemings.
You talk about a physical game, Tommy. That last challenge of Matt Boehner, I think the referee's saying that you went shoulder to shoulder. Sure, Matt probably feels he got it in the back rather than the shoulder.
And after that injury 2 weeks ago, probably literally feeling it in the back as well. Foul called here.
He's in the wars again.
Boehner asking
for a yellow card. Yeah. I think it's justified too.
Absolutely. There's been tackles just as hard from the guys in white. That was Boehner's yellow card, wasn't it? Yeah. Stepping on the foot?
Yeah.
Koenig will pull it out wide to the right.
Very similar situation, Tommy, you're right.
Nearly slotted it for a sliding Andrew Wiedemann. It was about a yard too heavy. 62nd minute we'll roll into with FC Cincinnati clinging to a 2-1 advantage. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by your local Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Volkswagen dealers. Right side, Najim. Delbridge with a header to get it out of the 18. Then he'll clear it out right in front of Red Bull's 2 bench.
I think they're saying it's still in play, Tommy.
Well, there's confusion because Red Bulls are throwing it in and playing the ball that came out across midfield. Fleming into the box. A hard shot comes off with Delbridge's knee.
Caught him in the stomach, honestly.
Red Bull's trying to hurry up and get.
I think Harrison's
shot off. Yeah, he went down. Wisely there, a chance to catch his breath, squatting down inside of the 18. Bezecourt will take it from the right side. Corner kick into the middle. Bounces far post. Wiedemann clears it away.
So a lot of pressure on this defense right now, Tommy. Similar to the last time we saw the Red Bulls first team come, pile on that pressure in that big game in the Open Cup. Very similar style right now with New York, playing in tight spaces, relentless. Really trying to counter press anytime they lose the ball.
No question right now, New York controlling the possession and setting up offensive opportunities.
They said it, they've just got to try to put their foot on the ball here. Anytime they can get possession back, give them a chance where they're not defending the entire game.
Boehner will throw it in with 30,417 watching. A new USL attendance record for any match, playoffs or regular season. And no surprise that it has come here at Nippert Stadium. Jeff Smith and his ticketing staff have done a great job all season long. The club will end the regular season at about 21,000 will be the average.
Fantastic.
That's better than all but 8 MLS clubs. Granted, a few of them can't average 21,000, but it doesn't take anything away from that number.
I'm sure it's a massive game. The television ratings tonight as well, Tommy. The whole city seems to be tuning into this and getting involved with it, which is fantastic for the sport and the growth in the city.
Appreciate everybody joining us here in the Queen City on Local 12. Also on the radio on 102.3 The Beat. Red Bulls 2 back to the attacking third. Najim tried to send it in, turned away. Bezecourt now with McLaughlin shadowing him. Played back to Metzger. Koenig takes it off his feet. Koenig 1-on-3 the other way. Looking for some help, and he found it in the form of Tenari, who came to poke it away from Koenig. Koenig was looking for help. Tenari provided the defensive support for the visitors.
Initially, great work defensively by Danny Koenig. Gets the ball. He's 1 against 4, as you said, Tommy, and just runs out of options.
Junior Flemings into the box. Hildebrandt going to come over and pick it up at the last moment before it gets to the end line. Mitch Hildebrandt's 27th start of the season. He has missed just 1 game when he was rested at Rochester earlier this season in the middle of the crazy Open Cup run. Of course, Dallas J started that match. Hildebrandt hits the ball, played back to him, and Red Bulls 2 will get a throw in deep in the attacking third.
Just takes a little bit of a bump, Tommy, before Mitch tries to strike through that. I think that's the reason for the kind of ricochet.
Into the box. Opportunity for New York, and Mitch makes the save. Shot came off the foot of Vincent Bezecourt, the 5'7" midfielder from France, and Hildebrandt answers the bell. Koenig playing it in the midfield far side. Boehner forward for Wiedemann. Wiedemann slows it down. Bone cutting. Bone into the 18. Metzger took it off his foot and cleared it out into the midfield. Bone on his birthday wins it back. Now to McLaughlin. Bone leaves it for Walker. Left side to Delbridge. Harrison Delbridge lets a shot rip, and the Aussie gives FC Cincinnati a 3-1 lead. Harrison Delbridge, stepping up from the center back position, finds his 3rd of the season.
Great first touch by Harrison, comes inside, shows great balance too, Tommy. I want to strike into the top right-hand corner. We talked about Harrison Delbridge being quiet tonight. What a time to step up. The fans react. Fantastic strike.
That is a brilliant strike from Harrison Delbridge to bury it in the upper 90, and chants of Aussie, Aussie, Aussie echoing from the Bailey as the home lads have a 2-goal lead.
Near perfect strike, Tommy. Great accuracy to find that top corner. Nothing the goalkeeper could have done anything about that.
How about the determination there by Harrison? When he found that ball, he had made up his mind he was going to get a shot off.
I think the most impressive thing for me too was that balance of just changing directions, left and right. Found the pocket, looked up, fires into the top corner.
I think Harrison Delbridge may have just found his way into consideration for the USL goal of the week.
He's going to be looking to change positions now, Tommy.
Easy. I know how those defenders.
Trust me.
They'll find one, and then suddenly, how about that? 2 goals from center backs tonight. Obviously one on a set piece, but
he'll be making a case for it. Trust me. No one center backs.
Harrison Delbridge in the 67th minute makes it 3-1.
And really, you've got to say that was against the run of play.
Velo inside the 18, leaves it for Fleming. Delbridge trying to get it away from Velo. The physicality continues. Delbridge falls down. And the foul is called on New York.
I think that goal gives a little bit of breathing room, Tommy. Against the run of play, breaks the momentum of New York. Adds a little bit of a cushion.
About to hear a roar from the 30,000 plus here at Nippert Stadium. And there it is. Told you the number moments ago, but 30,417 on hand.
Unbelievable.
Remember when we thought it was unbelievable when there was 14,000 here on April 9th, 2016?
That's right.
Some things have changed over the last
on a rainy
15
night.
Months on a rainy and freezing cold 38-degree night.
That's right.
In the past 17 months, soccer has taken this city by storm. And a win tonight would propel FC Cincinnati to those 4 road matches and a chance. 3 points certainly leaves the window open that you could see a playoff game here at Nippert Stadium in 2017.
I think their biggest ambition really is just getting into that playoff picture, right?
No doubt.
Anything past that then is a bonus.
It's interesting.
But certainly capable. And as you said tonight, especially against New York, which are, 1 position ahead of them, would really set that up.
Foul is called on New York right at the top of the 18, looking to clear the ball. Red Bull's obviously not happy. This is suddenly going to be a very dangerous situation and a chance
really
for
dangerous
FC Cincinnati
position
to go up 3.
The range really of Kenny Walker, Andre Wiedemann, we've seen that before, even Corbin Bone. And you're right at the corner of the D here, Tommy. Very dangerous position for a free kick.
Andrew Wiedemann, Kenny Walker, and Harrison Delbridge talking things over. Is this where Delbridge steps up and says, fellas?
Confidence, right?
I just buried one, you
he
sure?
Said, hey,
I know this is my normal spot.
He's talking his way into the picture. Kenny Walker's like, Harrison, go back.
Come on.
Relax a little bit.
So Delbridge will wander away. Now Wiedemann and Walker will talk it over. And I imagine it'll be Kenny Walker taking it. He has McLaughlin and Koenig to the left if this bounces out. Walker will take it and bury it! Kenny Walker's first goal of the season gives the Orange and Blue a 3-goal lead. Cincinnati
this is in his wheelhouse, Tommy. This is why he pushed Harrison Delbridge away. You can't get better than that. Looks up, takes his time, puts it right into the top left-hand corner. Clinical finish.
Austin Berry, his first in league play. Corbin Bone, first in league play. Kenny Walker, first in league play.
Well, we've seen him so close so many times as well, Tommy, over the last
and now
two seasons.
Delbridge is going into the book, and everybody's going to have to slow down and catch their breath here. A tough tackle on the near side. 5th yellow card handed out to FC Cincinnati tonight. Alan Koch not happy as he was having words with the 4th official. And you don't want to see anything that will create discipline moving forward as Delbridge picks up the yellow.
Mistime tackle again from behind though, Tommy, and that's the ruling. Interesting though, we've not seen that on the opposite side for New York, and some very similar challenges without, you know, kind of the same result with a yellow card.
Service into the middle came off the foot of Tenari. FC Cincinnati looking to clear it. It's going to bounce over to Junior Fleming. Now check it, that's Scarlett. Scarlett trying to back it in on Boehner. And Boehner there defensively, not able to get it out. Sent across the middle, turned away.
Corner kick.
How about the noise level here at Nippert Stadium right now?
Birdie, hear you, Tommy.
Douglas Martinez coming on for Red Bulls 2. Tenari will come out. And we're going to see the substitution before the corner kick, brought to you by the Levy Law Offices. Martinez out of Honduras, 6-foot tall forward, no doubt. An offensive substitution here.
And FC really have to defend now. Martinez coming in, another attacking threat. Even in the second half, Tommy, you've got to say possession's been in favor of New York. They certainly have the firepower. They've got to make sure in FC Cincinnati that they defend.
Can't give Red Bulls 2 any momentum. Metzger gets the corner on his foot, takes a left-footed shot off the chest of Delbridge again, who might be winded. Metzger able to keep it alive. Delbridge somehow able to stay on his feet. Sends it back, and the Aussie heads it forward. Still alive, and a foul will be called on New York. And Delbridge immediately falls down. It's the second time we have seen the ball come right off his chest at point-blank range.
Certainly some intense defending going on there, Tommy, in that box.
Delbridge, a very fit player, has played more minutes as an outfielder for FC Cincinnati than anybody else. The only player this season that's played more is Mitch Hildebrandt. That's the header.
It's a great header. Great clearance.
That's after he took the shot off his chest. I think he just needed a moment to catch his breath. DeVitt heading it forward. And then Boehner comes in, and Matt Boehner, oh no, I'm sorry, that's Corbin Bone. Misidentification on my behalf. Corbin Bone is the latest to go into the book.
A yellow card has been issued to FC Cincinnati.
6 yellow cards called on FC Cincinnati, 0 on Red Bulls 2, and you can see Alan Koch there. I'm pretty sure he could do that math as well. 77th minute. Red Bulls 2 looking for some life, trailing by 3 after Delbridge and Walker, 5 minutes apart, made it 3-1 and then 4-1. Wiedemann will chip it forward to Koenig.
A lot of space for Donny here to run in.
And he will make the run with Bezecourt trailing him.
First time in a long time, Tommy, really, they've been able to transition and break. This is going to be big for this back line as well, just to get their breather back. Allow them to push the line and squeeze that space in front. Hopefully now try to establish some type of possession and a rhythm.
Alan Koch does have one substitute remaining, should he need it, over the final 13 minutes plus stoppage time. Walker in the midfield will slide it over to the left. Hoyt to the corner. Wiedemann across the middle. Hoyt was making the cut. He's figured everybody else defensively has gotten in on the scoring chances. He might as well.
He changed gears to get in the box, I can tell you that. Played that ball out to Wiedemann. Went on a dead sprint to try to get in, get it returned at least at the back post.
Rafael Diaz, the 25-year-old keeper, out into the midfield. Pushes it to the right, Najim. Now all the way into the corner, it's Martinez who just came on. Looking far post, knocked down, then cleared by DeVitt. Endom for New York. McLaughlin can't take it off his foot. Endom will slide it to his left and find Metzger. Second time this season, FC Cincinnati has scored 4 goals in a match here at Nippert Stadium. They did it in the regular season home opener and now in the regular season finale.
Better pressure by Corbin Bullner. They just got to make sure that they get that midfield pressure as well. Can't drop eight and really defend as a 7. That's 3, and the 2 wingbacks drop them with the 2 screens. Got to make sure they apply adequate pressure in that midfield area.
McLaughlin knocked it down. Now McLaughlin's going to race up the middle of the pitch. Got it around one defender, but couldn't quite sneak it past the second. Snug it right past Scarlett. Boehner with some space out wide on the right side. And is that Wiedemann that went down right in front of us in midfield? It is.
Wiedemann, honestly, it looked like he got hit late. Metzer came over the top of him.
Alan Koch waving his arms, asking what the problem is. There was no foul called. Match official's going to go over. New York's going to throw it in and then knock it out and give FC Cincinnati the throw in. Wiedemann appears to be okay. Advantage is the call for New York as they push to the attacking third. Walker will be called for a foul there. And New York back within 2 off a shot from Florian Valot, his 2nd goal of the night. And it comes in the 81st minute.
Valot takes it in stride, really takes it deflection off of Harrison Delbridge, I think. Mitch kind of sees it late, hard to react to that. But Valot again just showing the quality that he possesses, Tommy.
4-2 FC Cincinnati. Just under 10 minutes plus stoppage time still remaining here at Nippert. Goal kick coming for New York. Danny Koenig was fighting for it on the end line, and looks like Jordan Scarlett might be cramping up a little bit after the collision. Plenty of noise coming from the Bailey right behind where Scarlett is stretching.
You were asking about, you know, that extra sub. I think probably now is a good time. Starting to see some heavy legs out there, Tommy.
Josu a possibility, maybe Kevin Schindler. If you're looking for somebody defensively to drop back.
Maybe into one of those wing back positions. Maybe it's a Matt Boehner or Justin Hoyt. But even looking central, I think Kenny Walker, Corbin Boehner, really, they've worked hard tonight. Starting to show the effects of it a little bit. Starting to see some tired legs. I think he's going to probably use that as well to manage the minutes, right? Got about 9 minutes of regulation left. Having that sub up your sleeve always takes a couple of extra seconds and maybe even a minute off the clock.
Danny Koenig is shoved after the fact by Daniel Metzger. Then he got back involved, and quickly Rosendo Mendoza ran over to break it up. Alan Koch still pleading his case down there to the fourth official.
Certainly can see his point, Tommy.
It's been lopsided.
It's definitely been lopsided.
Very one way. Wiedemann.
Great run by Jimmy.
Chips it into the middle, and his touch was just a hair too heavy. I think McLaughlin was waiting for it also to make sure he was onside.
Good understanding by both of them. Again, Jimmy makes a good run inside, which opens up the space wide for Andrew Wiedemann. Wiedemann tries to play the return pass to Jimmy, but just the weight of the pass a little bit too much.
How quickly does New York get back upfield?
Oh, I tell you what.
I don't know that we've seen many clubs this season bring this pace and pressure.
High tempo team. I mean, really, it's all, every one of their teams plays this way, Tommy. You look at their academy teams, obviously this team, their MLS team, very similar style of play.
Najim will touch it forward. Junior Fleming's there with Delbridge on his back. Good defense from Harrison Delbridge. Najim sends it across the mouth of the goal, headed down by Stefano Bonomo. Out on the end line, goal kick coming for Hildebrandt. Now Velo, who has 2 goals, cramping up. Velo now 5 goals on the season and 3 in 2 years against FC Cincinnati.
That's why it was in the key.
I mentioned it early on.
Oh, we talked about it in the matchup.
A lopsided matchup all time in the previous 3 games. FC Cincinnati had scored just once against this 2 side. They've scored 4 times tonight. It was 8-1 the goal differential coming in to the game. Now in Koch spending a lot of time chatting with striker Kyle Gregg. I think that's going to be the sub to bring on some fresh legs, his 3rd and final sub. In the meantime, New York Red Bulls, too, are getting ready for 2 subs at the next opportunity. We'll see Lewis and Gideon Ba, who just joined the club from the MLS side.
The Wolonex got to roll the dice, really, Tommy, make 2 very aggressive changes.
He got 1 back, and we'll need some magic to get 2 more in the next 5+ minutes.
Sure, there's going to be a lot of stoppage time as well. Amount of times that we've heard the whistle in the second half.
Junior Flemings. Nico stepped up to tap it away. Velo with Walker on him. Pushes it to his right. Najim. His cross headed away by Delbridge. Sent back in the direction of Fleming. And Delbridge again wins the header. Velo with a shot that'll go wide and a goal kick for Hildebrandt as he's going to try and slow things down. First, he's going to have to wait for a few substitutions. I feel like the entire second half, save the 2 goals for FC Cincinnati, has been played to our right.
Oh, 100% it has. I mean, interesting to see possession stats at the end, Tommy. I think really the 2 goals that FC Cincinnati have scored in the second half has been against the run of play. The fantastic strike by Harrison Delbridge, and then that free kick by Kenny Walker. The rest of the time, really, it's been New York on the ball.
These 2 substitutions, both MLS players coming on late for Red Bulls too. Zico Lewis was the 17th overall pick in the most recent MLS draft. And I told you about Gideon Ba, who had 9 appearances and 2 goals last year with New York Red Bulls before breaking his leg. He's been on injured reserve all year, which means he's not eligible for MLS matches. So he was sent down to the USL club yesterday and coming on here late. Kyle Gregg will come on for Andrew Wiedemann at the next whistle. Back to the attacking 3rd for Red Bulls. Into the box. Tapped away. Justin Hoyt was going to clear it, and Hildebrandt called him off. Sneaking up from behind and rolled over to grab it. Now Hildebrandt will wisely allow the clock to run.
Could have used his 6 seconds here.
Get a little bit closer to the 90th minute. Hildebrand with a long ball across midfield, came off the boot of Danny Koenig. I don't know if Andrew Wiedemann knows he's coming off, but he does well to get as far away from Kyle Gregg as possible.
Sitting in the front row of Nippert Stadium, I think.
Maybe he's worked hard. Maybe he wants a beverage.
No, he's smart. Good job,
Wiedemann will come over. Alan Koch, in the meantime, shouting instructions to McLaughlin, who can't hear him, so Jimmy has to run over. Wiedemann, who played really well tonight, comes off. Kyle Gregg will come in. Third striker in the match tonight for Alan Koch. Although certainly not being brought on to try and score a goal at this point.
It takes about a minute off the clock. Certainly some fresh legs. Now I think Gregg's going to drop in and probably help Kenny Walker and Corbin Boone in the middle. Really try to create like a defensive triangle. We see a yellow card.
We have a yellow card
on
New York Red Bulls too. Body language not great, as a sarcastic standing ovation comes from 30,000 plus. That could be a red card head to head. No?
No, it's a challenge. I mean, it's a challenge.
Matt Boehner sold it well.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's probably contact there for sure. I mean, I think it's a yellow card, maybe. It's certainly not a red card. I think it's one of those challenges. It's 50-50.
89th minute, FC Cincinnati on top, 4-2. McLaughlin out wide. Sends it to the middle. Koenig got a piece of it. Gregg was coming far post. If that ball skips through, I think Kyle Gregg puts it in the net.
I think if he leaves it, honestly, I think he's there at the back post, unmarked, really. Could have been the
I don't know
decisive goal, really, just to kill off this attack.
Red Bulls having a heck of a hard time getting it out. Gregg nearly won it back. Koenig has it on his foot. If nothing else, it's letting the clock run. Koenig upset with the linesman on the far side. A chorus of boos raining down from the Bailey. And Rafael Diaz will send it out into the midfield as we await the indication of how much stoppage time there'll be. I wouldn't be surprised to see 4 or 5 minutes at this point.
No, definitely. And we've seen a lot of fouls, a lot of free kicks. Really a lot of stoppages, Tommy.
Now I am told 4 minutes of stoppage time coming. Imagine that's going to be 240 tenths seconds, if not more, here at Nippert. Even with a 2-goal lead, got to kill it off, get the 3 points, and climb the table. McLaughlin has it come off his chest.
Even with the 4 minutes left, contrary to what I was talking about with possession, it's making sure that you clear those lines. You don't give New York first or second balls, and you really try to turn them and allow yourself to kind of breathe.
Sent forward inside of the 18. DeVitt has it bounce up off his foot and then clears it out of the defensive third. What an effort there after Lewis tried to center it.
Most important decisions, but in these situations, Tommy, 4 minutes left, you've got to clear under pressure. You have to clear the ball.
There were 4 minutes of stoppage time Tuesday when Jimmy McLaughlin scored at the death to pick up a draw. Red Bulls 2 obviously have to score twice here. Hoyt will poke it out into the midfield. McLaughlin has some room to work to kill the clock.
Let's try to keep wide here if he can, Tommy. Just come into the corner and kill it.
He's going to take it inside the 18. Sliding tackle will poke it away from McLaughlin. Corner kick coming, and the orange and blue going to be in no rush.
I think Alan's just telling Jimmy, hey, listen, high energy guy, relax. Okay, just keep it in the corner.
He's trying to tee it up. You know, Kenny Walker's coming over regardless of the situation.
Right.
And Kenny Walker, the veteran, in no type of rush.
It's a fast walk, I think is what that's called.
Maybe. That's my all-out jog.
It's an Olympic walker.
McLaughlin actually ends up playing it short to Walker, who will just stand on it. and attract 2 defenders. And then Walker's going to be called for a foul after taking out Bezecourt. About halfway through stoppage time, FC Cincinnati leading by 2. On a night they needed a massive effort, we have seen it from the home lads. Now they need to finish it off. Koenig dropping back defensively. As New York across midfield, left to right. Najim will send it inside the 18. Skips over DeVitt. Stefano Bonomo got a shot off and it went right into the chest of Hildebrand, who's made some huge saves.
Good ball in. Bonomo does well again just to kind of rise. He's been a threat all night, Tommy.
Stefano Bonomo has 6 goals on the season, nearly found his 7th. Still 4-2. Junior Fleming trying to make something happen. DeVitt steps up and deflects it. Martinez will keep it alive. Pushes it off to his right. Bonomo into the middle. Bone got a piece of it. Walker cleared it. McLaughlin with Diaz coming out, nearly got there first. Headed back to Hildebrand, who will play it onto his foot and wait till Bonomo comes over before scooping it up.
Credit to Jimmy again, Tommy. It's another game that he's worked his tail off from start to finish. Big effort player.
New York picks it up in the midfield. Chance of FCC coming down from the Bailey with their club on the verge of a big win. Flemings into the 18, sent across the middle. Delbridge heads it away. The final whistle will sound, and for the first time since August 23rd, they are dancing in the Bailey tonight. The orange and blue pick up a massive victory, 4-2.
Massive result tonight, Tommy. Against a very talented New York team as well. Crucial points in this playoff picture. Big effort from the guys.
Final score, 4-2 in favor of FC Cincinnati. Probably a little sense of relief there in the home regular season finale. Just a huge win for those guys. Tonight's moment of the match is driven by Toyota Let's Go places. And the moment of the match, Harrison Delbridge bringing it forward and drilling the upper 90 on the strike.
Oh, fantastic strike. Probably, I'd say, goal of his career so far. And what a time to score. Just given that 3rd goal, I think it's the big pushing goal, Tommy, really. And what a time to do it. Great balance. Fantastic strike. Don't see it that often from a center back. I'm sure he'll be celebrating tonight.
Well, FC Cincinnati overcame a lot of adversity here tonight en route to the win. And Corbin Bone can celebrate his birthday with his 1-week-old son with a big smile on his face. We'll step aside and take a break. When we return, we'll hear from Alan Kotz and look at all the highlights from this match. FC Cincinnati victorious 4-2. We'll wrap it up. This is FC Cincinnati Soccer. Tom Glayer and Kevin McCloskey with you, where I don't think anybody is going to leave the Bailey anytime soon. Last home match of the year, and the Orange and Blue victorious 4-2. Save time every time when you use online check-in for a great haircut at Great Clips. It's going to be great, and Mitch Hildebrandt answered the bell many times throughout the night, Kevin.
Good early start, yeah. It's a good strike. I think Mitch does enough just to get across. Kind of unorthodox save. This one, I think maybe got his fingertips to it as it rattles off the crossbar. Could have been a difference really, and the ball not going into the back of the net. This is a big time save from a mistake out of the back. Mitch reacts well down to his right hand side and saves with his foot.
Still 2-1 when he made that save. FC Cincinnati went up 4-1 and 4-2 is the final. Lindsay is with victorious head coach Alan Koch.
Coach, you needed to see massive effort from your guys tonight. They did more than that. What does this do for the remainder of the season as a momentum booster?
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance tonight. We have a lot of respect for the Red Bulls organization, obviously for the MLS team and this 2 group, and we've obviously had some great battles with them, particularly this year so far, and it's nice for us to obviously go out and beat them finally. I think it was thoroughly deserved. I think our players played very, very well for the full 90 minutes. It's impossible to put together the perfect 90-minute performance when you play against a good group like that, but an entertaining game. Obviously a nice way for us to finish the regular season and reward our fans with 4 goals. Some fantastic goals, probably some of our best goals we scored all season, and it definitely gives us something to build on now as we go on the road in those last 4 games. It's nice and beautiful when we play here in front of 30,000 fans. Now we've got a lot of dirty work to go do on the last 4 games on the road.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Great job tonight. We appreciate the time of Alan Koch. We'll hear from Corbin Bone here in a moment, but first, tonight's match highlights are presented by Toyota. For all the latest Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com, and the action got started early, Kevin.
Yeah, New York obviously came around, and this is kind of the equalizing goal, but did well enough to tie it up 1-1. This is the goal here by Austin Berry.
And here's the Delbridge highlight reel strike with his left foot.
What a strike by Harrison Delbridge. Great balance in between, looks up, sees where the goalkeeper is, strike into that top right-hand corner, Tommy.
That might be the goal of the year at this point. And then Kenny Walker with a big goal, his first of the season.
Fantastic strike. It's been close so many times too, Tommy. This is the goal again from New York, just coming back, giving them hope, keeping the score obviously at 4-2. But it wasn't to be. Cincinnati hung on for a big 3 points.
Corbin Bone scored his first USL goal for FC Cincinnati in 2 seasons, and that wasn't the biggest moment in the last week. Last Saturday, his son Brooks was born. Lindsay is with Corbin Bone.
Yeah, guys, birthday, a goal. Oh, and you became a dad. Not a bad week for you.
No, it's been amazing. It's overwhelming, to be honest. My mom's here as well, so I'm speechless, honestly. It was so nice to come out here and get back on the field and play for all those things that are going for me right now, and in front of these fans that have been great all season long, to kind of end our home season finale, I guess, is in this way is incredible, and I'm so thankful for everything.
Did it feel like you guys were just feeding off each other tonight? Because it looked like you were having a little fun out there.
It did. It got really fun. We were scoring some amazing goals and playing so well as a team. It's hard to describe. Sometimes you just flow right, and it's your night. And I think tonight, we were hitting on all cylinders, and it was a good time to do it.
We mentioned that you're a new dad. We do see Brooks on the screen right now. We wish you and Annie all the well wishes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, Brooks Marcus Bone, hopefully sleeping that well at home with Annie right now, and hopefully he was able to be awake when his dad scored his first goal. Tonight's man of the match is presented by You Pull and Pay. Find the parts you need fast and save at You Pull and Pay. I think it's going to be Corbin Bone.
Corbin Bone, obviously a performance tonight, but what a strike. He'd been very close about 5 minutes before this hit. Turned around, and big goal for him. Big week, obviously, and a lot to celebrate tonight after this game.
No doubt he will rush home to see Annie and Marcus after FC Cincinnati tallies a massive victory in the regular season home finale. You can see Alan Koch dragging them out to show a little more love for the Bailey before heading in to the changing room. Kevin, not sure if this is our last broadcast of the year. Certainly hope it's not. And
I hope it's not.
The win today maybe shows that it's not going to be, as FC Cincinnati moves up in the table now and certainly looking more like they will have a playoff match. And hopefully we'll get to do this again, my friend.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, Tommy. Look forward to it. I think big road games, obviously, for the team. But like you said, tonight really sets them up to go on that road and hopefully pick up some more points and be in the playoff picture.
Once again, our final score from Nippert Stadium, FC Cincinnati 4 and New York Red Bulls 2. Up next for FC Cincinnati, a road trip to St. Louis next Saturday, September 23rd. You can catch all the action on the CW beginning at 8 o'clock. For sideline reporter Lindsey Patterson, my broadcast partner Kevin McCloskey, our producer David Ashbrook, and our production manager Mike Dakin, I'm Tom Glader saying so long. It has been a fantastic regular season. Good night from Nippert Stadium.